Today's meeting comes just days after the president's Alaska summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin. President Trump saying the two of them did make some significant progress, and the ball is now in Zelensky's court.
The president writing on Truth Social ahead of this afternoon's sit-down, it says this: President Zelensky of Ukraine can end the war with Russia almost immediately if he wants to, or he can continue to fight. Remember how it started. No getting back Obama-given Crimea 12 years ago without a shot being fired. And no going into NATO by Ukraine. Some things never change. Triple exclamation point.
And Jackie Heinrich is joining us live at the White House this morning with more on this. Hi, Jackie.
Good morning to you guys. There are some signs that Ukraine might be having a hard time backing off its demand for a ceasefire as a condition for peace talks after a series of deadly overnight Russian strikes. Zelensky's chief of staff posted in reaction to those attacks that a ceasefire is essential. President Trump went into this summit on Friday seeking a ceasefire, but said afterward that everyone, including the Europeans and Ukraine, agree that a ceasefire might not hold up.
Has always talked about a ceasefire until he made a lot of different wins in this meeting and began to realize that we could be talking about a peace deal. The ultimate deal here is a peace deal. And we were talking about much more robust security guarantees than anyone ever imagined before.
Zelensky, who is already in D.C., said the Russian strikes ahead of today's meeting are symbolic and, quote, Putin will commit demonstrative killings to maintain pressure on Ukraine and Europe, as well as to humiliate diplomatic efforts. That is precisely why we are seeking assistance to put an end to the killings. That is why reliable security guarantees are required. That is why Russia should not be rewarded for its participation in this war. That last line could be a sign that Zelensky is rejecting Putin's proposal to freeze the front line if Ukraine hands over control of the Donbas region, which Russia has not been able to conquer militarily. It is headquarters for Ukraine's forces in the east, and it's home to key parts of its industrial defense base. Analysts have warned giving that up might give Russia a huge advantage, which makes President Trump's openness to U.S. involvement in security guarantees even more critical. Zelensky warned in a post yesterday Ukraine was given, quote, so-called security guarantees in 1994, but they didn't work, and Russia instead used the territory they gave up as a springboard for a new attack. But European leaders see the U.S. offer to back security guarantees as invaluable with this war happening in their backyard.